Here we are, JSEMP 2024, first call of April. We are unfolding in a big overarching theme this year of activating our pillars of light. And in order to be able to fully embody the immensity of the light in this physical vessel and its energetic structures, we need energy to be able to flow without hindrance in all directions. So the way I've decided to go about it this year is spending time working on the vertical current. So the energy coming, the descending energy and the ascending energy coming up the vertical current that we call the central line where all the chakras are, and deeper than that, the hairline. So that's one of the energy flow levels. Then we've got the energy flow level between the right and the left side of the body, which corresponds to the masculine and feminine, the fulfillment and the potential, the raw creative power, and the structures that we create in order to channel that power. So that's what we did the last 2 months. February and March, we really worked on helping the energy flow in a balanced way between the right and the left side and becoming aware of, any hindrances, any ways that energy is not flowing equally between both sides of the body. And lo and behold, to become aware of something is already over 50% of the work done. And then it's just about bringing your awareness into it. So, we started working with the vertical current, and we'll come back to that over and over again. But then we just did 2 months around right and left. And now we're going to do 2 months around front and back. So tonight is going to be the first presentation I'm going to do about the whole concept of what the front of our body and the back of our body represents in energetic terms. And we will go into a super awesome meditation tonight in which we're going to play with feeling the difference in energy flow between the front and the back of the chakras and how the energy flows between the subtle bodies of each of these chakras. So this is all stuff we've done before, and we just keep fine-tuning it and having more fun going into it. And that is the most powerful work you can do, because someone in this program said something a couple of days ago in our private chat, and it was very awesome. I was asking about how people experience the eclipse and all that. And this one person that's on the call right now said he concentrated a lot of his meditation on really being in his physical body, really feeling the work in his physical body. And yes, absolutely. Your physical body is the last level of manifestation of your being in form. And it is through your physical body that you feel energies. It is through your physical body that you receive intuitions. It is through your physical body that you can perceive thoughts. So it is of utmost importance that we accept to fully be in our physical bodies, because you cannot be a pillar of light without fully being in your vessel. So I'm just like, kudos to the person that said that. And yes, just constantly bringing ourselves back to understanding that, because even the whole evolutionary embodiment journey that almost all of us are on is about understanding how to bring the thoughts and the intuitions into the body so that we're walking vessels able to let our soul come in and walk with our body, see with our eyes, hear with our ears. That's the goal. That's the goal. And a lot of people think that ascension is about, I'm gonna leave my body. And it's like, that's not what we're doing. Ascension is about elevating the base level of frequency at which you're living within your body. Within your body. With your body. So, yeah. Please, to anyone out there that is still trying to get out of their body to go have a spiritual experience. Please understand what we need. What we need right now is people willing to fully come back into their body to have the spiritual experiences, that are willing to fully come back into their body and bring the spiritual experience, bring the spiritual consciousness and perception tools of the three upper chakras into the human experience through the bridge of the heart, but into the three lower chakras, which are the human experience. That's what we're coming here to do. That's the descending energy, descending the spirit into matter, into the body, so that we can ascend with the whole unit. Imagine that. That's what we want. We're not leaving the body behind. We're not leaving the mind behind. We're bringing the whole unit. The whole unit's going to upgrade. That's so cool. Okay. So, what I want to talk about tonight is the front and the back in terms of these axial planes I've been playing with. And the fourth one, I've told you about the vertical current, the right and left. Now we're going to be doing the front and back. And after that, it's from the core to the outer and from the outer back into the core. So I think most of us are already aware that there's like a front and a back side to your energy centers. And some of the work that Barbara and Brennan's done, that I've felt a strong urge to bring more of that into the teachings in the last year. Like it's fun. The way she understands these energy centers is that the front of the chakras are the emotional side, and the back of the chakras are the will energy. So she kind of like says that there's like basically there's three aspects to your energetic consciousness, and she brings it down to reason, will, and emotion. And the reasoning centers are basically your head, right? So it's kind of like your third eye and your crown. Like the reasoning area of your body is here, where your rational mind, where your brain is, and your rational mind, your overactive rational mind resides. And then the front of the chakras are the emotions, but this is more like it's like how we feel things. And the back of the chakras are will, and will is about how we get shit done. Okay, so how we rationally think about things, how we feel about them, and how we go into action. And something really cool that she discovered is that most of us are debalanced one way or another in relation to those. You know, we've got reason, will, and emotion. Not a lot of humans function with all three of those balanced and equal in a decision. Most people have one or two of them that are kind of like over, like I want to say overused, but they're not balanced out with the rest. So it can look like a lot of things, but what that can look like, for example, is someone that's very focused on action as a way to avoid feeling too much emotion is someone that'll go into action to avoid feeling emotion. So it's like, I don't want to feel this, so let's go do something, like either let's go do something about it, and then they jump into situations way too quick and try to solve something, and then it just makes it worse, or they go do things to avoid feeling altogether. So interestingly enough, if we look at the three basic human instincts of fight, flight, freeze, that kind of looks like flight. That kind of looks like flight. Then you've got people that function majoritarily like from the front, from the feeling. They are in an emotional experience with everything, to the point that it kind of like prevents them from being able to go into action. And, of course, like a stereotypical example would be someone sitting in a corner crying, and it's like, okay, well, just get up and do something about it. And they can't. They are they are so deeply overwhelmed by the emotion that they can't function, they can't do anything else. What does it look like if you've got someone that's functioning from emotion and will and barely from reasoning? Then you start having something that's a little bit scary. It's kind of like I feel an emotion and then boom, I go straight into action about that emotion. That's called emotional reasoning. And it's very dangerous because for most of us, when you are emotional reasoning and there's no reasoning, like there's no real calm assessing the situation going on, it leads to us doing really stupid things. It leads to us doing things that we regret. It leads to us doing things out of anger and then feeling a bunch of guilt. You know, like beautiful quote I read somewhere. Anything started in anger ends in guilt. It's like, so yeah. And then let's say your tendency is more to be in the reasoning, then once again, it's pretty easy to imagine these scenarios, right? Someone that overthinks everything. A lot of us overthink in order to not feel. I don't want to feel that emotion. So let me go. What can I do about it? How can I solve it? How can I do this? Okay, I need to put. I'm afraid. Okay, I need to put locks on my doors. Or I'm afraid I need to get more. I need to get more insurance. Like going into actions to try to, actions that are made to resolve situations that aren't being reasoned properly because emotions in the way or will's in the way. So we're used to seeing people that overthink. The question is, what do they do with their overthinking? Does the overthinking then lead to them having a freak out about something? Like that's like someone that's paranoid. I don't know if you've seen that in action. It's a little bit scary. Someone that thinks and thinks and thinks and thinks so much about something, and then they just kind of like lay a bunch of emotions on you, like you've done something, which you haven't, that is completely based on what their faulty reasoning mixed in with their emotions brought up and then created as an action. Other people, Machiavellic style, like other people are very good at reasoning and getting very, maybe sociopaths, we could put them in that category, very good at reasoning things and then going into action. And there's like zero emotion involved in it. That's a little bit, that's almost scarier. That's almost scarier than someone that that's doing emotional reasoning. But basically, our goal is these are three elements of our psyche. These are three elements of our life experience. These are three aspects of ourselves, of our psyche, of our psycho-emotional reality. And our auric field or aura, with the 7 chakras and the 7 layers, and there's more after that, but we just stick to these ones because they're let's just say for fun's sake that we're working with these 7 ones. When there is not a proper balance between reason, emotion, and will, you have distortions within your auric field. You have distortions within the energy centers in question. People that are very will governed, they impose their will, they get shit done, they bully things, they force things to be the way they want, they impose their egoic demands on the world. They tend to have the back of the chakras way more open than the front, right? Because they're going into action in big part to avoid feeling. So all the chakras related to intaking and understanding emotions are kept tight. So they don't have to let anything in and they can just be in the place where I'm getting shit done, get out of my way. So it's like their vertical line is a little bit pushed to the back, which makes all the back chakras like more open. And someone that's really, really into their emotional energy, it's pushed forward too much. The front of the chakras are much more open than the back. They're people that feel things a lot, and they don't go into action that much. So you literally see it in the energy field. And we worked on this last year with the Healing the Split theme, which, by the way, is almost ready as a packet, a thing you can buy, an entire product for those watching on YouTube. We went into this a little bit and we were exploring how different character structures have a different layout of how these chakras are organized, which ones are more open, which ones are closed, which ones are super amplified, and which ones, and it's all related to what feels safer. Does it feel safer to impose myself in the world, or does it feel safer to not impose, but just feel and try to make people do what I want them to do through the excessive feeling? Because anyway, it's debalanced is a form of trying to manipulate the world into doing what you want it to do, whether it be by you imposing your will on others, or whether it be by you forcing intimacy with someone else through intense emotions, or a deep desire to connect to someone else emotionally, whether or not they want to connect with you. So we want to balance all this out, because I don't know about you, but I'm not interested in being a victim that's trying to manipulate others into getting what I want out of them. And I'm not interested in being a bully, trying to force everything to be the way I want it to be either. That's the duality. That's like the polar split. That's the polar split that humanity's working its way out of right now. There's such a thing as being balanced, right? Like a unity of your ability to think, feel, and go into action that is a balanced unit based on your deeper intention, based on your soul's intent. That's the balance we want. We want a balance that involves clear intention, which is a level deeper, right? That's the hairline, the intentional field. So whichever one tends to go too strong in the volume, it's like it's distorting and making the energy field and the chakra system not be in tune. How are you going to be a pillar of light? If you've got, your energy flowing more one side than the other, or one front side more than the back side, let's say. That's what I want to work on tonight. Well, that's what I want to start working on tonight, because we're going to be working on this for the next 2 months. Something I want to say before I go further is that my goal in a program like this, my goal in any of the work I do that involves one-on-one or group work, is always related to trying to balance these three things out. I give a cognitive understanding. We play with concepts. We understand, energetic structures and the logic of how they function and why they're there and why we created them and all this yummy cognitive stuff. And then we use that to then go into the body. That's the action of going into our body to feel, right? That's the emotional side. So that's what we want, like living embodiment, having a living practice, having a way that we understand what it's like to have all that balanced together. Your ability to use your reasoning skills, which are super important, balanced properly, with your ability to feel what's going on and decide what you're going to do and do it. Decide what you could do and do it. And that's when we're going into the meditations and we're like bringing our intention and our attention into places, we're doing it. And then we feel what's going on when we're doing it. It reminds me of yoga. Yoga is all about the union of breath, movement, and mind. Kind of the same idea. It's the same idea, except we're not moving around. We're moving in another way. So please, when you do any meditation, use it as a tool in order to work on balancing out these three aspects of your consciousness and your psyche. your entire life experience is based on these three things. So the question is just, is it a balanced expression of your will, your reasoning, and your emotions? Or is it out of whack a little bit? Out of whack equals distortions. Distortions are either some of your chakras are more open than the others, the back ones are more open or more closed, or the front ones. It can be a mixture of both of them. We talked about that in January 2023. When the hairline, right, when we're overly in the feeling energy, the hairline is kind of tilted forward. When we are overly in the let's get shit done energy, your hairline is tilted backwards. And if you have a little mix where you walk around like a very docile feeling person, and then once you're not with the person anymore, then you start figuring out how you're going to stab it in the back. What that looks like in your hairline is the front is forward, the lower part of it is front, and the higher part of it is kind of going in the back. And then you end up with, like, if you could see that person sideways, their front chakras are open, the three first chakras are more open, but then the three upper chakras are more open. So all these are examples of these distortions. And we all have them. Let's not be unrealistic here. Let's be honest. Our childhood experiences have led to us favoring certain behaviors than others. The question isn't who here has it and who doesn't. We all have distortions. The question is just, are you willing to go into them? Are you willing to feel where the energy has less ability to flow? And are you willing to actually go in there and hang out in there? That's healing. That's what healing's about. Healing's about making yourself whole, bringing all these parts back together so that you can have a balanced expression of yourself that allows you to be in a clear intention of wanting to be whole. There's no other intention. There's no other intention that is more true and real than wanting to be all of you, wanting to know that you are one with life, that you are in sync with the universe, that you are fully expressing the divine being that you are. That's it. Can there really be any other intent? Like, of course, there's split intent. There's a bunch of intents to dominate and manipulate, but that's not your soul's intent. So our soul's intent is to be a pillar of light, is to contribute to the awakening of humanity, is to be able to fully enter into this vessel, this human form, and shine the light forth. So let's go. Let's go. Let's do it. I don't know if there's anything else I wanted to say before I start the meditation. I'll go deeper into this as we unfold in the next 2 months. But just like the last thing I want to say is that when I want you to remember this basic understanding of your chakras. The three lower ones are the human chakras. The three upper ones are the spiritual chakras. Your heart is the bridge between them. The root chakra and the throat chakra are your personal will and your divine will, right? Will. The sacral chakra and the third eye chakra are your personal love and your divine love. So feeling. And the third chakra and your seventh chakra are the personal mind and the divine mind. So reasoning. So notice this, right? Will, feeling, and reasoning. So based on where the distortions are greater, whether it be in terms of will or in terms of feeling or in terms of reasoning, that is the chakra that is most affected and the subtle body that goes with it. That's where the distortions will be the most visible. That's why we're going to have fun kind of like breathing through the front and the back of the chakras, and then breathing through the front and the back of each of these subtle bodies to feel where we notice there being a little bit more of either too much flow or not enough, or any form of distortions. So it's a good idea to come back to that, remembering that. Will, feeling, and mind. Will, feeling, reasoning. Root, sacral, plexus is the human version of these. Throat, third eye, and crown is the spiritual version of these. And of course, your heart is the bridge between these two like sets, but also between you and these 7 auric fields, and between you and everyone else you interact with. So let's get ready. To anyone watching this video on YouTube, reach out, book a free discovery call, and let's get on a call together and connect our energies and see if this program is right for you, or if you want to purchase the previous years and all the yummy meditations that we did.